and Reviews, y'all. We back.
Yes.
You know how we do, man. It's your boy Robin Ja.
Yeah, man. This is the home of hip hop news and cultural commentary. So that's why we gotta address any new developments on the Young Thug Rico trial. This is been one of the most strangest trials I think I've ever followed. It's right up there
Strange.
with the
Yeah.
YNW Melly. And it took a real strange turn. Young Thug's attorney wants to throw out evidence of a goat sacrifice? Huh?
That's crazy.
That was weird to me. If for anybody who just doesn't know, maybe you've been under a rock, maybe you're just a casual follower of negative nigga news. Uh, Young Thug is in jail. Jeffrey Williams, namely, uh, he's in jail because he is one of the 28 people originally charged with being a part of Young Slime Life Street Gang in a sweeping indictment brought last year by Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis is one of the ones. You don't want to be messed up with her. She's currently bringing racketeering charges against Donald Trump as well out of Fulton County, Georgia. So she don't got no picks. And in particular, the Fulton County DA is targeting Young Thug as the alleged head of the gang. And he's the one, this is a quote, he's the one they're all afraid of. He's the one that's King Slime, in quotes. And that's how one prosecutor described him during a bond hearing. So I guess we'll get into more details about how a goat sacrifice came up. I don't even really think it has nothing to do with Young Thug personally, but let me just read here from 11 Alive, some authoritative reporting, if you will. Young Thug's legal team is asking to toss out a goat sacrifice as evidence in the Atlanta rapper's Rico trial. Attorneys for the rapper, whose legal name is Jeffrey Williams again, filed a motion to exclude this specific piece of evidence that was part of Shannon Stillwell's 2022 arrest. A motion filed in the Superior Court of Fulton County Thursday said Williams was never involved or arrested on March 17th, 2022. Stillwell's arrest stems from a man's murder, a charge Williams is not connected to, his attorney said. So just hearing their side of the story, it doesn't really seem like that part of the case is that relevant, but it seems like they're trying to cook that boy Young Thug. This is something that could possibly be used as evidence of his character. How did that strike you? How you think that's going? Like, if they do admit this piece of evidence, how you think the jury will react to that, Bob?
Oh man, in this era, people care about animals and stuff like that. So, if they're animal lovers,
I didn't. That's funny. I didn't even think about that angle. He could really cause animal lovers to be prejudiced against him and maybe move to convict him, maybe not even based on the facts of the case, just because of that one detail. They'll feel like he's a bad person. We got to get him out of here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's a lot of animal lovers out here right now, where it's like treat animals just like people. You can't even you can't even keep a dog caged up without water in there right now. It's like that's new rules.
Yeah, another thing in Florida, you're in Florida with me, it's hot.
Yeah,
You can't leave your dog out there like that. That'll get the police called on your ass real quick.
for real. They'll call the police on you. So
quick. They'll do it.
Yeah, first.
So
it could hurt Young Thug.
First thing I thought about when I heard this is the conspiracy community is going to have a field day with this. They always say that rappers are involved in some kind of secret society, Illuminati type stuff. I just thought about Baphomet, goats and sacrifices. Is it possible that they might say that King Slime is a Satan worshiper or something like that? They put that label on Travis Scott easy as hell, So do you think that could be a possibility?
I mean, they could do it, but if you look at the history of, people been sacrificing animals, they've been, that's not something that's been something that's been common in our history. So
I'm glad you brought that up. I actually looked it up, some people feel like Wikipedia ain't 100% accurate, but I recommend people use Wikipedia as a starting point for investigation. Then you could go to the references of the material. I was able to do that, and they got some pretty strong evidence that this is something that goes on in the Bible. It was big in Judaism. That's where Christianity comes from. I'll read a little bit here. A sin offering, a sacrificial offering described and commanded in the Torah. You can see in Leviticus chapter 4, verse 1 through 35. It could be fine flour or a proper animal. A sin offering also occurs in 2 Chronicles. 2 Chronicles chapter 29, verse 21, where 7 bulls, 7 rams, and 7 lambs, and 7 he-goats were sacrificed on the command of King Hezekiah for the kingdom, for the sanctuary, and for Judah, and so on and so forth. I actually went a little bit step further, just pulled up everything they had and just read before we got on. As early as or as late as 2017, goats are sacrificed or rescued on their way to being sacrificed in Jerusalem. So I guess the animal lovers were, pushing back at that point. But this is a NPR article, so this is something that's going on. It's not, you can look at
in Jerusalem they do this.
Yeah,
in Israel.
That's a important place for Judaism, and Christianity comes from Judaism. So before you run and say that, this is some kind of satanic type of thing, or harm, I think it is harm to animals, but maybe Young Thug is a Christian,
or maybe he's the Judaism.
Yeah, maybe this was a Jewish ritual or something like that. Maybe Young Thug is a pious type of guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow. It was his homeboy's situation. He didn't get arrested that day. Maybe Young Thug was there for research. Just trying to figure out what's going on. If I see some shit like that, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I would leave right away. I'd be like, yo, I gotta see what's going on. I would have definitely, took issue with somebody sacrificing a cute little adorable defenseless goat. But damn, I ain't going. These are killers we talk about. I'll let them do what they do. People eating goats, putting curry on them and shit. So who am I to, tell them what to do with a goat that they done bought? What the hell?
Right.
But it's just a weird turn in the goddamn case. I mean, hopefully they don't get it off. I'll read a little bit more here about what they're doing with that, what they said. Law enforcement took Stilwell into custody at a home along Meadow Lark Drive in East Point last year, while amid a religious ceremony which involves supposed sacrifice of goats. Stilwell, also known as SB, is still on the list of defendants in the Fulton County District Attorney's RICO case that accused Young Thug of being the ringleader of the prominent Young Slime Life gang. Court records claim there's no benefit to showing the evidence of the religious ceremony to jurors, adding that prejudice against the religious practice is commonplace. A reasonable person can also view this as character evidence as well, the motion reads. The motion argues that though the ceremony had nothing to do with Williams, that's a good point, it could negatively impact the case and its co-defendants. The motion is the latest filing in the more than year-long RICO case that has kept Williams in the Cobb County Jail for nearly as long, and his bond was denied again last week. Y'all can read the full article in 11 Alive, but I thought this was an interesting development in the case, man. Let me go ahead and check back in with you as far as the whole YSL RICO case goes. Where are you with that? You think Young Thug's coming home? Is it looking good for him? Looking bad?
I mean, as I'm seeing with this YNW Melly, everybody was on thinking that YNW Melly. I'm thinking that with the defense he got, I definitely think that he gonna be all right. I think Young Thug gonna be all right. He gonna give his best defense for sure.
That's interesting that you said that. What makes you think YNW Melly is all right, first of all?
Well, it was reports that they were saying it was 9-3, or they couldn't get 3 people.
Oh, let's deal with that. His mother said that it was 9-3. How would she know that? How do we know that she's telling
even
the truth?
Yeah, even if it was 3 people that didn't, even if they had 9,
We have no
prosecution,
reason to believe that that's true. His mother is alleging that.
even if the prosecution had 9 and it was 3 people that was sitting there saying they
Okay.
couldn't agree, knowing that you got to get all 12 to on both sides. Yeah, I just still think
Yeah, I mean, I just want to remind you, people get convicted every day with 12 jurors agreeing to convict your ass. Happens all the time. It's not, that's commonplace. And you can have a lot of mistrials and still get baked. YMW Melly is not in the clear. So if they
right.
can't get all of the juries to agree in this trial, they're gonna have to do it again, just like they do in YNW Melly's case. And it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how long it could go on, but just because you get a mistrial, don't mean you in the clear, don't mean you win it. It just means that you got another chance. And the prosecution might button the shit up. They might be like, okay, we know what was not effective the first time around. We know what to do this time, what did work. So it might be worse for you. He gives them a chance to regroup and come at your ass a little bit harder. Granted, the defense gets that chance too, but if you don't got good facts on your side, it could be rough for you. So I don't think
These
Young Thug
guys
is going to
got
come
the
out of this
best
unscathed.
money lawyer. These guys got the best lawyers money can buy.
Yeah, people with good lawyers get convicted all the time. Just because you got a good lawyer don't mean you're going to get off with nothing. He might get a good deal or something like that. He might get I don't know. I was going to say he might get a lesser sentence, but when you had taken the trial, like the door, they be trying to bam a nigga. So, okay, you think he might be all right. On a scale from on 1 to 5, how confident are you that Young Thug is not going to be found? I mean, how confident are you that he's going to be found not guilty? I'll ask like that.
Of Young Thug?
Yeah, Young Thug.
No, I think public opinion, he's already looking guilty, but I think the defense is doing a good job at fighting these points. Like, look, man, they're using all of this public opinion, and you guys are framing us to look like we're already guilty before we are guilty. So I feel like that's a good angle of him going.
That sounds fly. Scale from 1 to 5. How confident are you that Young Thug is going to be found non-guilty? Let's keep it numerical.
3. Let's keep it neutral.
Okay.
2.5, 3.
If you were to ask me the same question, how confident am I that he's going to be found not guilty? I'm at about a 1 or a 2. I don't have very much confidence at all that he's going to make it out of this thing. They gonna get his ass with something, if you ask me. That's what I think. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I just think the evidence against him is pretty damn strong. I know people feeling like it's easy to get off murders and stuff like that because of what happened with YNW Melly, but I think that's giving people a false sense of confidence. We really got to see how that whole thing shakes out.
Yeah.
But good talk, man. If you guys like what you hear, go ahead and like and share. Get in those comments, chime in. We do respond back. We acknowledge everybody. We even acknowledge the comments during the show. Sometimes we addressed a lot of people in the one video. We, people might not have watched it on the Carly Russell, but maybe we'll do that again sometime in the future. But anything you want to leave them with?
Stay shrewd, man. We'll catch y'all in the next one.
I support that message. Support that.